I think that when it comes down to Yuri, people tend to overlook what the genre actually has to offer. I've seen so many times that people will minimize this genre to the point where you think it's just gay girls doing gay things, but there's so much more than that a lot of people miss. This isn't an issue unique to Yuri. Truthfully, this can be said about really any genre, but with Yuri, I feel like there is a clear point of divergence. Today I'm going to be explaining why there's more to Yuri than you think, and hopefully maybe changing your perspective on the genre. If you're new here, my name is Wadasha. I make videos on anime and manga. If you enjoyed any points of this video, be sure to subscribe. I make a lot of content like this. If you have any opinions on any points in this video, also let me know. With that said, let's begin the video. When it comes down to genres of anything, first glances often write someone's entire perspective. For example, if you are inexperienced with shonen and take a glance at what the genre is about, you might only assume that the extent of it is fighting. Nothing more, nothing less. But is that true? No, it's not. Shonen often has much deeper themes and much deeper stakes that you wouldn't get from just a first glance. We see this with series like One Piece, Bleach, you name it. The same thing tends to happen with Yuri, and I think it's been that way for a long time. At first glance, what do you see? Gay girls doing gay things and that's it? Well, no, not even close. But that is the common consensus that I see literally everywhere. In the vast world of Yuri, there is a lot more than people initially see. And to be completely honest, as someone who also struggled to grasp Yuri at one point in my life, some of the pieces in this genre are genuinely jaw-dropping that go beyond just surface level tropes and expectations. For example, you have pieces like My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness by Nagata Kabi that goes beyond just two girls doing gay things, that goes into themes of identity, self-worth, self-discovery, or how do we relationship, one of the most unique pieces of romance media I have ever consumed in my life. From start to finish, we observe multiple relationships, the misunderstandings and barriers that more often than not are too steep to overcome, and then the progression, and then the eventual maturity reached. And even some of the most well-developed romance stories, you don't see that, and that's not an overstatement, that is just the truth. But again, you wouldn't notice that unless you took the time to explore the genre, which again, most people don't do, so series like this often go under the radar, especially in the media department. I know that as a content creator that has a specific emphasis on Yuri, some of the things I say may come off as biased. I won't argue against that, but in all honesty, you guys, from me to you, exploring Yuri has been a life-changing experience for me, and I really do mean that. One of the biggest questions that I get on my channel is what Yuri means to me as a male. How do I relate to it? The deeper themes that some Yuri mangaka are able to capture, such as that griping feeling of loneliness, or that unique portrayal of what it means to mature, or even something as concrete as learning through failure, these themes all manage to draw me in, and through these series, I somehow end up learning more about myself, feelings and emotions that I couldn't put a name to at first. Over time, I'd gradually grow able to do that, and I think that a pretty fair amount of credit goes to these series. All of these, no matter the mangaka, mean something to me. But it wasn't until a few years ago that I was able to see these things in this genre. I say a few years, but I mean, I guess like 6 years, I guess that counts as a few years. I digress. What really got me started was Adachi and Shimamura. I think a lot of you guys, especially if you frequent my channel, are familiar with that series. Adachi and Shimamura really resonated with me. It was one of the first Yuri series that I think really resonated with me deeply. While reading, that feeling of quiet dissonance that is oh so prevalent in this series, that ambient sense of loneliness, of misunderstanding, all of which struck me unexpectedly the first time I read this series. And when I first began interacting with the story, I didn't expect that at all. In that regard, I was very similar to maybe a lot of you guys watching this video. Or Kitanai Kimi ga Ichiban Kawaii, which, as strange as it was, tackled themes of manipulation, mental health, isolation, abuse, things beyond what you'd expect at a first glance, essentially. And I remember talking to one of my IRL friends who's also heard of Yuri, but they didn't really share my consensus about the genre. They knew about it, right? But they didn't really explore the genre beyond just those first impressions. They arbitrarily labeled the genre as boring, as flaccid, undiverse, only seeing the front cover, only seeing the bare minimum of what the genre is described and advertised as. And I think that happens a lot. As of now, Yuri is expanding. It's bigger than ever before, and it's receiving more support from people than it ever has. but almost in a contradictory sense, I feel like it's given a very oversimplified image of what the entire genre is about, what the entire genre has to offer. And you guys, I'm 18 years old. I'm approaching 19 years of age. I'm still fairly young, but throughout my life, I have seen a lot of manga. I've seen a lot of anime. I've spent the greater half of my life analyzing and studying various works, from shonen to comedy to sci-fi to psychological, whatever you can think of. Yet some of the strongest works I have seen, ironically, have come from Yuri. I've seen Yuri that transcends timelines, or Yuri that features fights and themes so intense and so deep that you'd question if this is truly Yuri. But a lot of people don't reach that point. That journey into the Yuri landscape for a lot of people ends before it even really begins. So from me to you, I think that this is your opportunity to take the time and explore Yuri. I genuinely would recommend it. I think that no matter who you are, you can find something in this genre. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, or if you classify as something else. Everyone can enjoy Yuri. I really do think that everyone can find something in this genre. I'm making this video because I haven't really seen anyone else talk about this issue. I'm sure someone has, but I just haven't seen it anywhere. And I feel like this is, pretty big if even my IRL friends they have an idea on what the genre is about, but they are misinformed. I am also partly making this video because I think that some of the mangaka who have directly influenced me, some of the mangaka that have directly maybe influenced some of you guys, some of the mangaka who have just put very, very jaw-dropping pieces of work into this world, don't get as much attention as they deserve, and that is the honest, brutal truth, and that is part of the reason why I'm making this video. These mangaka, they deserve more. They deserve having their works seen by a wider audience, having their works analyzed by a wider audience, and not being restricted to just the gay girls doing gay things trope, or any of that stuff, really. So please maybe take a step outside your comfort zone and explore some Yuri series. I don't think that you guys will regret it. If you want a place to start, check out some of my videos. As mentioned earlier, I am a content creator with a specific emphasis on Yuri. I have various recommendation videos, various analysis videos, so again, go ahead and check those out, you guys. And well, you're at the end of the video now. If you guys do end up using this video as a means of getting into Yuri, let me know what you guys are planning on reading, or if you're watching, let me know what you guys are planning on watching. Or if you already actively read and watch Yuri, let me know in the comments down below. What are some series that have directly impacted you? Because there's a lot. I'm curious, Thank you all so much for watching. It's been Wadisha, and I will see you guys later.